Microsoft Excel is a versatile spreadsheet software developed by Microsoft, used globally for organizing data and performing financial analysis. Its key features include data entry, management, financial modeling, and charting. Excel is extensively used in finance and accounting for budgeting, forecasting, and analysis due to its robustness and flexibility. It supports various functions, formulas, and shortcuts to enhance productivity and efficiency. Excel is a vital tool for professionals in finance, accounting, and other fields requiring data organization and analysis. It is a software program created by Microsoft that uses spreadsheets to organize numbers and data with formulas and functions. Excel analysis is ubiquitous around the world and used by businesses of all sizes to perform financial analysis. Excel is typically used to organize data and perform financial analysis. It is used across all business functions and at companies from small to large. The main uses of Excel include data entry, data management, accounting, financial analysis, charting and graphing, programming, time management, task management, financial modeling, customer relationship management, CRM. Almost anything that needs to be organized. Data functions, formulas, and shortcuts. The Excel software program includes many functions, formulas, and shortcuts that can be used to enhance its functionality. Excel is used extensively in finance and accounting functions. In fact, many organizations run their entire budgeting, forecasting, and accounting functions entirely out of Excel spreadsheets. While Excel is defined as a data management tool, the data that is most commonly managed is financial. While there are other financial software tools tailored to specific tasks, the strongest point about Excel is its robustness and openness. Excel models are as powerful as the analyst makes them. Accountants, investment bankers, analysts, and individuals in various financial career paths rely on Excel to perform their daily job functions. Microsoft Excel is a popular spreadsheet editor developed by Microsoft for Windows, Mac OS, Android, iOS, and iPad OS. It features calculation or computation capabilities, graphing tools, pivot tables, and a macro programming language called Visual Basic for Applications, VBA. Excel forms part of the Microsoft 365 and Microsoft Office suites of software and has been developed since 1985. Features. Basic operation. Microsoft Excel has the basic features of all spreadsheets, using a grid of cells arranged in numbered rows and letter-named columns to organize data manipulations like arithmetic operations. It has a battery of supplied functions to answer statistical, engineering, and financial needs. In addition, it can display data as line graphs, histograms and charts, and with a very limited three-dimensional graphical display. It allows sectioning of data to view its dependencies on various factors for different perspectives, using pivot tables and the scenario manager. A pivot table is a tool for data analysis. It does this by simplifying large data sets via pivot table fields. It has a programming aspect, Visual Basic for Applications, allowing the user to employ a wide variety of numerical methods, for example, for solving differential equations of mathematical physics and then reporting the results back to the spreadsheet. It also has a variety of interactive features allowing user interfaces that can completely hide the spreadsheet from the user, so the spreadsheet presents itself as a so-called application, or decision support system, DSS, via a custom-designed user interface, for example, a stock analyzer, or in general, as a design tool that asks the user questions and provides answers and reports. In a more elaborate realization, an Excel application can automatically poll external databases and measuring instruments using an update schedule, analyze the results, make a Word report or PowerPoint slideshow, and email these presentations on a regular basis to a list of participants. Microsoft allows for a number of optional command line switches to control the manner in which Excel starts. Functions. Excel 2016 has 484 functions. Of these, 360 existed prior to Excel 2010. Microsoft classifies these functions into 14 categories. Of the 484 current functions, 386 may be called from VBA as methods of the object worksheet function and 44 have the same names as VBA functions. The Windows version of Excel supports programming through Microsoft's Visual Basic for Applications, VBA, which is a dialect of Visual Basic. Programming with VBA allows spreadsheet manipulation that is awkward or impossible with standard spreadsheet techniques. Programmers may write code directly using the Visual Basic Editor, VBE, which includes a window for writing code, debugging code, and code module organization environment. The user can implement numerical methods as well as automating tasks such as formatting or data organization in VBA and guide the calculation using any desired intermediate results reported back to the spreadsheet. VBA was removed from Mac Excel 2008, as the developers did not believe that a timely release would allow porting the VBA engine natively to Mac OS X. VBA was restored in the next version, Mac Excel 2011, although the build lacks support for ActiveX objects, impacting some high-level developer tools. A common and easy way to generate VBA code is by using the macro recorder. The macro recorder records actions of the user and generates VBA code in the form of a macro. These actions can then be repeated automatically by running the macro. The macros can also be linked to different trigger types like keyboard shortcuts, a command button or a graphic. The actions in the macro can be executed from these trigger types or from the generic toolbar options. The VBA code of the macro can also be edited in the VBE. Certain features such as loop functions and screen prompt by their own properties, and some graphical display items, cannot be recorded but must be entered into the VBA module directly by the programmer. Advanced users can employ user prompts to create an interactive program, or react to events such as sheets being loaded or changed. Macro recorded code may not be compatible with Excel versions. Some code that is used in Excel 2010 cannot be used in Excel 2003. Making a macro that changes the cell colors and making changes to other aspects of cells may not be backward compatible. VBA code interacts with the spreadsheet through the Excel object model, a vocabulary identifying spreadsheet objects, and a set of supplied functions or methods that enable reading and writing to the spreadsheet and interaction with its users, for example, through custom toolbars or command bars and message boxes. User-created VBA subroutines execute these actions and operate like macros generated using the macro recorder, but are more flexible and efficient. From its first version, Excel supported end-user programming of macros, automation of repetitive tasks, and user-defined functions, extension of Excel's built-in function library. In early versions of Excel, these programs were written in a macro language whose statements had formula syntax and resided in the cells of special-purpose macro sheets, stored with file extension. XLM in Windows. XLM was the default macro language for Excel through Excel 4.0. Beginning with version 5.0, Excel recorded macros in VBA by default, but with version 5.0 XLM recording was still allowed as an option. After version 5.0, that option was discontinued. All versions of Excel, including Excel 2021, are capable of running an XLM macro, though Microsoft discourages their use. Python programming. In 2023, Microsoft announced Excel would support the Python programming language directly. As of 2025, Python in Excel is available to enterprise and business users, with some exceptions, and is in preview for family, personal, and education users. Charts. Excel supports charts, graphs, or histograms generated from specified groups of cells. It also supports pivot charts that allow for a chart to be linked directly to a pivot table. This allows the chart to be refreshed with the pivot table. The generated graphic component can either be embedded within the current sheet or added as a separate object. These displays are dynamically updated if the content of cells changes. For example, suppose that the important design requirements are displayed visually, then, in response to a user's change in trial values for parameters, the curves describing the design changed shape, and their points of intersection shift, assisting the selection of the best design. Add-ins. Additional features are available using add-ins. Several are provided with Excel, including Analysis Tool Pack, provides data analysis tools for statistical and engineering analysis, includes analysis of variance and regression analysis. Analysis Tool Pack VBA, VBA functions for Analysis Tool Pack. Euro Currency Tools, conversion and formatting for Euro currency. Solver add-in, tools for optimization and equation solving. Data storage and communication. Number of rows and columns. Versions of Excel up to 7.0 had a limitation in the size of their data sets of 16K, 214 equals 16,384 rows. Versions 8.0 through 11.0 could handle 64K, 216 equals 65,536 rows and 256 columns, 28 as label 4. Version 12.0 onwards, including the current version 16.x, can handle over 1M, 220 equals 104,8576 rows, and 16,384, 214, labeled as column XFD, columns. File formats. Up until the 2007 version, Microsoft Excel used a proprietary binary file format called Excel Binary File Format, .xls, as its primary format. Excel 2007 uses Office Open XML as its primary file format, an XML-based format that followed after a previous XML-based format called XML Spreadsheet, XMLSS, first introduced in Excel 2002. Although supporting and encouraging the use of new XML-based formats as replacements, Excel 2007 remained backwards compatible with the traditional, binary formats. In addition, most versions of Microsoft Excel can read CSV, DBF, SYLK, DIV, and other legacy formats. Support for some older file formats was removed in Excel 2007. The file formats were mainly from DOS-based programs. Excel Mobile is a spreadsheet program that can edit XLSX files. It can edit and format text in cells, calculate formulas, search within the spreadsheet, sort rows and columns, freeze panes, filter the columns, add comments, and create charts. It cannot add columns or rows except at the edge of the document, rearrange columns or rows, delete rows or columns, or add spreadsheet tabs. The 2007 version has the ability to use a full screen mode to deal with limited screen resolution, as well as split panes to view different parts of a worksheet at one time. Protection settings, zoom settings, auto-filter settings, certain chart formatting, hidden sheets, and other features are not supported on Excel Mobile, and will be modified upon opening and saving a workbook. In 2015, Excel Mobile became available for Windows 10 and Windows 10 Mobile on Windows Store. Excel for the Web is a free lightweight version of Microsoft Excel available as part of Office on the Web, which also includes web versions of Microsoft Word and Microsoft PowerPoint. Excel for the Web can display most of the features available in the desktop versions of Excel, although it may not be able to insert or edit them. Certain data connections are not accessible on Excel for the Web, including with charts that may use these external connections. Excel for the Web also cannot display legacy features, such as Excel 4.0 macros or Excel 5.0 dialog sheets. There are also small differences between how some of the Excel functions work. Microsoft Excel Viewer was a freeware program for Microsoft Windows for viewing and printing spreadsheet documents created by Excel. Microsoft retired the viewer in April 2018 with the last security update released in February 2019 for Excel Viewer 2007, SP3. The first version released by Microsoft was Excel 97 Viewer. Excel 97 Viewer was supported in Windows CE for handheld PCs. In October 2004, Microsoft released Excel Viewer 2003. In September 2007, Microsoft released Excel Viewer 2003 Service Pack 3, SP3. In January 2008, Microsoft released Excel Viewer 2007, featuring a non-collapsible ribbon interface. In April 2009, Microsoft released Excel Viewer 2007 Service Pack 2, SP2. In October 2011, Microsoft released Excel Viewer 2007 Service Pack 3, SP3. Microsoft advises those who wish to view and print Excel files for free to use the Excel mobile application for Windows 10 and for Windows 7 and Windows 8 to upload the file to OneDrive and use Excel for the web with a Microsoft account to open them in a browser. In addition to issues with spreadsheets in general, other problems specific to Excel include numeric precision, misleading statistics functions, mod function errors, date limitations, and more. There have been 30 different versions of Excel, stretching from 1985 to the present day. These days most users today will have Excel 2016, 2019, 2021 or 365. Each version of Excel has been significantly different to the last, and the Mac and Windows versions are still very different today. If you need to learn Excel, we strongly recommend that you learn using Excel 365 rather than one of the legacy versions. Microsoft Excel has been around for about 30 years, and it has evolved significantly over time. Microsoft Excel has many different versions, each with its own set of features, upgrades, and limits. Here's a quick overview of the most frequent Microsoft Excel versions and their primary differences. Microsoft 365 Apps for Enterprise. This is the subscription-based version of Microsoft Excel, meaning you pay a monthly or annual fee to use it and receive regular updates and new features. This version of Microsoft Excel includes all of the features found in Microsoft Excel 2019, as well as many new ones, like lookup, let, lambda, stock data types, analyzed data, and data types gallery. This version of Microsoft Excel also works more seamlessly with other Microsoft products, including OneDrive, Power BI, and Teams. Microsoft Excel 2019, this is the most recent standalone version of Microsoft Excel, which means you may buy it once and use it indefinitely, without a subscription or updates. Microsoft Excel 2019 introduces new features like funnel charts, maps charts, timeline slicers, text join functions and dynamic arrays. However, it lacks several of the features found in the subscription-based version of Microsoft Excel, including lookup, let, lambda, and stock data types. Microsoft Excel 2016, this is the previous standalone version of Excel, released in 2015. Microsoft Excel 2016 includes capabilities such as 3D maps, forecast sheets, and publishing to Power BI. However, it lacks several of the capabilities found in Microsoft Excel 2019 and Microsoft 365 Apps for Enterprise, including funnel charts, map charts, timeline slicers, text join functions, dynamic arrays, lookup, let, lambda, and stock data types. Microsoft Excel 2013, this is the older standalone version of Microsoft Excel, released in 2013. The following are the features available in Microsoft Excel 2013, Flash Fill, Quick Analysis, and Recommended Charts. However, it lacks many of the features found in Excel 2016, Excel 2019, and Microsoft 365 Apps for Enterprise, such as 3D maps, forecast sheets, publish to Power BI, funnel charts, map charts, timeline slicers, text join functions, dynamic arrays, lookup, let, lambda, and stock data types. Knowing which version of Microsoft Excel you are using is useful for a variety of reasons. It can help you stay up to date on the latest features, increase your productivity, and avoid compatibility concerns. Checking your Microsoft Excel version on Windows is straightforward and requires only a few steps stated above. You should also be aware of the various Microsoft Excel versions and their primary distinctions so that you can select the optimal version for your requirements. If you need to update your Microsoft Excel version, go to the Microsoft website or contact the Microsoft support team for help. Thank you for watching this video.